Video games, not understood by old people. But I think it's funny to look at some of the old news reports of these, I'll say, boomers that didn't understand video games back then and thought that maybe they were gonna kill all of the kids. This is a video by Axeman. I have a few different sections that I want to take a look at today, but I encourage you to watch the entire video over on his channel. Let's begin.
The Mid-Missouri Internet Crimes Task Force says adults are now using systems like Nintendo Wii, Xbox, PlayStation, and Webkins to talk to children inappropriately.
That's right. This is the game, and you actually create your own character, house, and even town. And when connected to the internet, you can talk to people across the country. And kids have no say as to what some of these characters say to them. For example, this character could be the man in California police are warning about tonight that asked for images from Missouri children.
Remember, this turtle your kid is interacting with in a video game may be asking for indecent images of them. Your Nintendo may be trying to traffic your child. Be careful of those turtles. Appropriate reaction.
Timer? Could be. It could be or it could be the fucking goose on the left.
What's that? It could be the goose.
And kids have no say as to what some of these
Oblivion.
characters might say to them. For example, this could be the man police are warning about tonight who asked for pictures from Cyrodiil children.
I cannot come up with
I'll believe it. You know, it's all the elites. It's all of the mainstream elites, like the Emperor. The Emperor's covering it up. All the Cyrodiil elites are trying to get indecent pictures of kids. It's disgusting, and it's still going on. All right, well, the Emperor's dead, so I guess not so much anymore.
any legitimate reason that an adult would be playing that particular game.
No reason. No reason for an adult to play Animal Crossing. Only bad reasons.
Anderson says
Adults should be doing adult things like paying their taxes, going to get their MOT tested on their car, and firing guns.
playing Animal Crossing. Similar games are likely doing it for the wrong
Crime
reasons.
alert. We
Crime
abuse.
alert. We abuse.
yeah, you notice this all. You notice this all.
As it is going to take parents paying attention to keep this problem from exploding.
What you'll find in a lot of these news reports from like the early mid-2000s, like the news tries to frame the most innocuous of things as a problem, when really all it comes back to is just parents knowing what the fuck their kids are doing.
This is the actual problem. Parents don't want to actually parent their kids. They want to put an iPad in front of the kid, and then they squeal and wail when little Jimmy clicks on the wrong thing on the iPad, and all of a sudden, they're being fed communist propaganda. Maybe they should keep a closer eye on what their kids are looking at. Maybe that's on them, actually.
Right now, we know that only 3 children have been reported as being involved in this. Anderson says this is not a reason to be paranoid, but is something to be aware of.
Well,
It's not a reason to be paranoid, but your kids might be being groomed on Animal Crossing. But it's okay because it doesn't happen very often. But think about what if it did. What if your kids were groomed on Animal Crossing? It's very scary, isn't it? Isn't your Nintendo system scary now? Aren't you scared? You should be. You should be terrified. But don't worry, because it probably won't happen until it does.
it's not a reason to be paranoid. We are still going to produce a news segment to try and invoke those feelings of paranoia within.
Later on in the news, your dog may be grooming your child. We've had a report that a 7-year-old dog, which is actually 49 in dog years, has been barking indecent barks at nearby school children. Don't worry though, it happens very rarely. But what if it happened to a dog in your neighborhood? You should be scared.
In you. Sponsor time. This is either the
Woo!
best
Sponsor,
decision I've
baby!
made or the worst. Hell of it is, Chief. I'll still be able to buy a pair of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds.
Yeah!
Raycon's earbuds go for half the price of other
No.
premium brands, but they sacrifice none of the quality and sound just as good, if not better. And with over 50,000
Better than
five-star
AirPods?
reviews, it
Dude, that's
seems
so
that
many.
People have spoken on their quality. They come.
I
with
love it
optimized
when
jumpers that
democracy-
fit perfectly within your ear.
They look
Snug as
good.
a bug in a rug.
You could
With
run
over
with
8 hours
those.
of playtime and a 32-hour battery life, they're perfect for long road trips, vacations, and my personal
Plane
favorite,
rides?
going on runs. And if your
Oh, yeah.
parent,
I
sibling, or
just said that.
significant other is yapping your head off about how you play video games 8 hours a day, well,
I hate it when
just
they're
turn on
yammer.
the noise isolation feature, and you'll tune out all of that garbage.
I'll never have to speak to a family member ever again, thanks to Actman's sponsorship of Raycon earbuds.
I like to put in everyday earbuds when I'm doing chores around the house, or if I just
good
want
idea.
to listen to an awesome podcast. cost, and the carrying case
songs.
is so compact you can take it anywhere. But it only
can
gets
put that in my
better
pocket.
because if you go to buyraycon.com/actman, I'll give you 15% off your entire
No.
order. That's right. Click
15?
the link in the description.
I thought it was
going to
be 5.
Order yourself a pair of
What
the
a
everyday
deal.
earbuds today. And thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video.
That's a deal.
Completely different.
Okay, the next section I wanted to talk about was the Pokemon section of this video.
The 90s, when Pokemon was really starting to take off. Pokemania, they called it.
Be forewarned if you haven't been already, the hottest thing in the 12 and under set is coming soon to a theater near you. Pokemon the movie joins.
Fuck yeah, I went and saw that movie in theaters, man. I still got my ancient Mew cards. Let me go find them. Boom.
Oh, he still has
Check
them?
that out.
Oh man, that's
That
actually
was the
sick.
sweetest thing in the world.
Man, I wish I got one of those. I wasn't one of the cool kids that could go out and see movies in the cinema, so I had to wait until I got it on VHS like a year or so later after it came out, and I still loved that movie. I thought it was great. I watched like the first 3 movies, kind of dropped off after that, and to be honest, the Pokemon movies are, let's be honest, they're pretty mid, but man, I wish I could have seen that in a cinema. That would have been cool.
World to me as a kid. Check out that sick holographic.
So what exactly is a Pokemon? Cute, cuddly characters who become supercharged so they can fight their enemies. But some experts say the entire Pokemon phenomenon is the enemy.
What? You can train your supercharged creatures to fight ideologies and the idea of a problem itself. Why don't you train your Pikachu to attack concepts instead of con men?
But some experts say the entire Pokemon phenomenon is the enemy.
I love you. Let's be best friends. And
Who is the expert in this scenario, can I just ask? When we ask an expert, what are they an expert in? Are they an expert in conspiracy theories? Are they an expert in being a stupid moron? Because hey, if you're looking for more experts in that field, I've got you covered.
destroy the capitalist American government.
In my opinion, parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon.
This is a
buy
psychiatrist.
Pokemon cards have anything whatsoever to do with Pokemon.
Okay,
That was
why?
my mother.
Wait,
I
why?
would have hated life as
Why?
a child. Seeing all my buddies playing Pokemon and like my mom is the only one that's like, nope, you can't. It's dangerous, violent.
I want to know, I need to know the reasoning. Please tell me why she said
The
that.
message is violence.
What? The message is violence? That's right. If you're a parent with a child, please do not show them any of this horrific Pokemon violence. It could make them serial killers or something, I don't know. Instead, settle down for a family adventure, a night in, grab the popcorn, and watch some Die Hard instead.
Message in Pokemon is violence. Wait till Call of Duty comes out.
But many parents disagree.
It's really, I think, an okay thing for the kids because they
Level-headed.
save their allowance to budget for it, and they learn to trade and be kind of reasonable with their friends.
Finally, a parent that talks some sense.
Finally, a game that teaches me financial responsibility. I only have 1,000 Pokebucks, but I need to get Pokeballs, antidotes, and potions. How do I balance this budget? I also need to spend ridiculous amounts of money on a Game Boy Advanced in the next video game. Please, my family is dying. How do I balance this?
I almost feel like this sole report was the inspiration for the Pokemon episode of South Park.
The American government lies to you. Join the fight for Japanese supremacy of the world. More to come.
Like, their satire
The American government does lie to you, though, kind of true.
was spot on.
Many school officials think the craze has gone too far.
Am I the only one who misses Fat Pikachu? Write in the comments if you miss Fat Pikachu.
I like both. I'm a based centrist enjoyer of both. I think Fat Pikachu and Skinny Pikachu are both valid and both deserve love and
School
attention.
officials are finding that Pokemon cards are responsible for fistfights, and the constant trading is not only distracting kids from classwork, but turning the playground into a black market.
Hey, Tim,
A black market? Attention! Kids are making the black market. They're selling, no, not organs. No, they're selling, no, not contraband. No, not drugs. It's even worse. They're selling cardboard trading cards. Yes, you heard me right. They're not selling cigarettes. They're not selling weapons or shivs that can be used against their enemy classmates. They're selling cardboard. Isn't that terrible?
Timmy, I'll give you a Blastoise for your lunch money. I feel like
Whoa. Okay, so first off, that's a terrible trade. A Blastoise for your lunch money. Do you know how much a Blastoise goes for nowadays? Also, that's a very sick card. Looks like it's in very good condition. Maybe you should get it graded or something like that. If we're talking first edition, selling that for a bit of pocket change for a sandwich. I bet it's not even a good sandwich. It's probably like cheese by itself. No butter, bland, plain, unseasoned.
Back in the 90s and early 2000s, all of these news reports, it was like fear-mongering around children. Because it was still like somewhat new.
Oh, it's still the same.
And they didn't know what to think of it, and the news was right there.
Oh, listen, the news is still fear-mongering around kids to this day. Oh, keep it away from my kids. I don't want this near my kids. Are you kidding me? I don't want current thing that I dislike near my kids, because what if current thing that I dislike corrupts my children and makes them gay or something?
It'd be like, hey, this is how video games and Pokemon are fucking up your child.
But that psychiatrist who had that quote last, that how bad Pokemon is, I guarantee you these people haven't seen any of the cartoons at all. They have no concept at all.
This fucking guy. I love this guy.
That's a toy expert right there. That's the expert that we need. Well done, mate. Well done. I love it.
Psychiatrists don't know a goddamn thing.
Iro, how do you answer the question? Is this just toy collectibles? Is it a movement? Is it a craze? Is it a state of being?
It's a craze for little kids to enjoy themselves with. Adults are not going to get into this a lot. I think through the holidays, guarantee.
Yeah, no, he was totally wrong on that one. There are still some adults that definitely got into it. Maybe a little bit too much, some would say. Maybe a little bit too much.
And I can probably guarantee you there's another year and a half to this craze. It hasn't even peaked yet.
Yeah, there's probably like a year and a half. I wouldn't say there's much more than that. Now, to be honest, the Pokemon craze has died down. It's not as overwhelming as it used to be, other than in 2016 when Pokemon Go came out. Then it kind of resurged a little bit.
It appears it lasted a good 24 years and is still going strong, actually. What else we got?
Call it Pokemon Pandemonium as the map-based game explodes.
Oh, let's go.
Players are flooding into public spaces, creating some problems. Jenny Latimer discovered a memorial plaque for her son became a Pokestop, where players earn rewards.
Oh God. That was a from 2002 until 2004. That was a 2-year-old baby that passed away, and they made it a Pokestop. That's gotta get that changed, guys. Be careful. Who submitted that as a Pokestop? They saw a memorial and were like, 2-year-old child died. Gonna get some Pokeballs from this.
I don't know.
That's rough.
Laugh or cry laughing.
At least it's bringing happiness to people.
A sign to stop players from trampling his garden.
3 nights in a row, we had people asking and sort of trying to get in through the other gate of our yard, and I thought, well, we have kale here. We can't have that.
It's because he's wearing a fedora. Wait, you see? Oh no. He's like, we have kale here. Oh, not the kale.
That is probably the most Canadian thing I have ever heard. All right.
I mean, I don't want people in my yard either. I completely understand. I would not want people in my property. I want people running around. But him just sitting there with the fedora on, like, guys, we have kale here. We can't have people running around. It's like really funny to me.
Next?
New alert from the World Health Organization about video game addiction.
Okay, that's a section that I wanted to move on to the last one, which is the Mass Effect sex scandal, which I thought was really funny.
Oh, this is a classic right here. Mass Effect sex scandal.
This is peak 2007, baby. Yes! It is sex box time, baby. New video game shows full digital nudity and sex.
Folks. New video game shows full digital nudity and sex.
A new role-playing video game that is leaving nothing to the imagination. Mass Effect is what it's called. It's made for Microsoft's Xbox system, and it features in some parts of this.
That's right. Mass Effect is a sex simulator.
Nudity. Imagine.
Hell yeah, you will.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's why it's a masterpiece, baby.
Imagine that.
Sure, like 90% of the clips I gathered are from Fox News.
And the ability for the players to engage in graphic sex, and the person who's playing the game gets to decide exactly what's going to happen between the two people, if you know what I mean.
That's not true. That's just not true. You can't decide what's going to happen. It's not you can be like, all right, boom, let's go. Doggy style, first up. Okay, now we're going to, now flip her over. Okay, now do a backflip. And now missionary, 2 minutes of that. Yep. All right. Looking good, guys. Looking good. All right, we're gonna bring the ass up a little bit. It's like, you don't do that. That's straight up just not a thing that happens. And the worst sex scene that is in Mass Effect is you don't see anything. Like you catch a glimmer of ass. Like just a glimmer of ass, and that's it. And that's the worst thing that's ever happened. I'm glad that Fox News is very consistent of their fear-mongering of things that really don't matter, and their culture war has been going on since like 2007, even before then. They're very consistent with it. Let's get mad at something that doesn't really matter. Let's get mad at something that doesn't affect anyone. Now it's pronouns and Starfield.
What? press X to thrust? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
It sort of cracks me up whenever I hear a company say that, there's all these controls in there that you can monitor the time and you can, but basically Pandora's box is open.
What? There's all these controls in there and you can monitor the time.
It might be for adults, but if you look at the statistics, who is playing video games but adolescent males, not their dads? So that's the first thing. The damage is this.
I love the quality.
Research shows that violence has a desensitizing effect. Well, sexuality does too.
No, it doesn't.
Here's a devil's advocate thing for a moment. In order to actually garner a relationship with anyone in Mass Effect, you have to select dialogue options that makes them like you. You have to select dialogue options that is nice, and you have to try and at least develop a relationship with these characters before anything happens right at the end of the game. So these are characters that you spend hours with, that you spend hours talking to, learning about, and being nice to, so that you can eventually have that scene at the end of the game. Wouldn't that in turn teach people that in order to fulfill or to have a relationship with someone, you need to communicate with them and, be nice? Is that a good message to send to people? Also, again, you just get a glimmer of Oz, just a glimmer of Oz at the end of the game, and that's really it.
Dumb cunt.
And here's how they're seeing women. They're seeing them as these objects of desire, as these, hot bodies. I mean, they don't show women as being valued for anything other than their sexuality.
What? That's just not true. There are so many characters in Mass Effect that are really important, that you can't romance, that are very powerful and in charge. There is an entire race of incredibly powerful aliens that are just all female and just have cool strengths, and they're really good and they have really good characters. And there is Tali, who you can't romance in the first Mass Effect game. There is a ton of female characters. You can play as a female character first and foremost. What are they talking about? They're just lying. Why are they fucking lying?
It's a man in this game deciding how many women he wants to be with.
That's not true! You can't do that! Why are they lying so much? Deciding how many women you want to be with. Literally, if you try to be with more than one woman in Mass Effect, which is 2 raw options, Ashley and Liara, at halfway through the game, they come together and they're like, hey, we noticed that, I like you a lot and Ashley likes you a lot, so, we can't all be in one we can't have a threesome or anything like that. They don't say that. They're just like, hey, we both like you, so what kind of road do you want to go down? Do you want to hang out with one of us more, or are you going to cut this off with one of us? Like, what's going to happen? And they come to an amicable solution, and you have to decide which person you want to romance. You don't even get to sleep with multiple people.
Jeff Keighley is going to ask the question that I want to ask, and it's going to be really funny.
All right, let's get Jeff in on this.
All right, that's
go ahead,
completely
Jeff.
incorrect. Yeah, it's completely incorrect. First of all,
Yo, it's Jeff Keighley. Let's go, baby. Jeff Keighley fighting for gamers' rights since 2007.
You can actually play as a man or a woman in the game. Cooper, have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
Boom. Roasted.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to hear.
That's all you need to hear. And you know what? That's completely right. Dude, I hate Fox News. Oh my God. They just lie. They just lie and eat hot chip. They just lie all the time about everything. So dumb. Jeff Keighley, my goat. If you want to see the rest of the video, which I'd highly recommend, there's a lot more stories than the ones we covered today. Please go. The link is in the description. I highly recommend you go and check it out. And all if you do is lie, then subscribe to More Patterrz.